Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.
If deals keep stalling on you, this is the channel. One calm tool per episode, built for real negotiations. So most advice out there says push harder. More urgency, more proof.
Today is the opposite. Less pressure, more movement.
Alright, so what's the tool?
In a minute. First, let's name the real problem. Because if you don't see it clearly, the tool won't land.
Okay, here's what I keep running into. Good first call, clear interest. They're nodding, asking questions. Then at the end, let me think about it.
And then?
I follow up. They stay polite. They ask for more details. But the pace just quietly dies.
That polite slowdown. Most people treat it as neutral.
I usually try to push through it. Send extra materials. Book another call.
And that's the mistake.
So what does it actually mean?
It means one thing. Resistance is growing, not to your product, to the feeling of being moved somewhere they didn't choose.
Even when they seemed interested.
Especially then, interest plus pressure creates discomfort. And people quietly retreat from discomfort.
Okay, so when I feel that slowdown, my instinct is to win the deal. More proof, more urgency, show them why it makes sense.
Does it work?
It feels logical, but honestly, not really.
And what happens to your tone when you're trying to win? That's the trap. Winning changes your posture. You start leaning forward, not with curiosity, but with need.
How does the other person read that?
They feel it before they can name it. Pressure creates resistance, even if your words are perfectly polite.
Pressure creates resistance.
And resistance creates silence, the kind where they stop telling you what they're really thinking.
So the more I try to close, the further they pull back.
Keep that loop in mind. We'll come back to it. Sun Tzu said something most people misread. He said, "Winning every battle is not the highest skill.
Winning isn't the goal.
The highest skill is winning without fighting." Most people hear that and think it means being clever, outsmarting the other side.
That's not what it means.
No, it means creating conditions where conflict never arises.
So the best win happens before the conflict even starts.
Think about water. It doesn't fight the rock. It flows around it. Given time, it reshapes everything. In a deal, you don't force the outcome. You shape the conditions.
For real deals, that means what exactly?
If it feels like a fight, the deal slows down. If it feels like a conversation, the deal moves. Your job is not to win the fight. It's to remove the fight.
Remove the fight, not win the fight.
That one distinction changes everything.
Then what's the real enemy? Price, objections, competitors?
None of those.
Then what?
Resistance. The inner pushback that makes people protect their sense of control.
Can you give me an example?
Think of a time you walked into a store and the salesperson came at you immediately. How did that feel?
I wanted to leave. It just felt like too much.
That's resistance. Nothing was wrong with the offer. The feeling was wrong.
So resistance isn't just an objection in disguise.
Objections are words. Resistance is a feeling. And feelings don't move when you push logic harder. They move when the pressure drops.
That's why more proof doesn't fix a stalled deal.
The problem isn't information. The problem is tension. Here's the model. Pressure leads to resistance. Resistance leads to silence. Silence triggers fear. And fear drives more pressure.
And most people fight silence with more pressure.
Which makes resistance stronger.
So it's a loop. Pressure, resistance, silence, more pressure.
And once you're inside it, every instinct makes it worse. The extra email, the follow-up, the discount to speed things up.
I've done all of those.
Everyone has. They feel productive, but they feed the loop.
How do we break it?
Flip the strategy. Don't chase silence. Drop pressure first.
Won't I lose the deal?
You might lose control of the timeline, but you gain trust, and trust is what actually moves deals. Practical translation. Your first goal in a deal is not yes.
It's not.
Your first goal is safety. Make the other person feel safe enough to think clearly.
Why?
Because people under pressure don't make decisions. They make escapes.
Safety. That sounds passive.
When people feel safe, they think clearly. When they feel pushed, they defend. Which one moves deals forward?
Thinking clearly.
So creating safety isn't passive. It's strategic. You're shaping the emotional environment.
How do I know when someone feels safe?
They start telling you things you didn't ask about. They share concerns honestly instead of hiding them. They lean in instead of pulling back.
So the real win happens earlier than I thought.
Quick checkpoint. If your next step feels heavy, reduce pressure first. Then move. Now, the one-sentence tool. You can say this in almost any deal, at almost any stage.
Let's hear it.
We don't need to decide today.
That's it. That sounds like giving up.
What does it actually do to the room when you say it?
I guess it takes the pressure off.
It removes the need to defend. And the moment defense drops, the real conversation starts. Think about it from their side. They've been bracing for the push. And then you say, we don't need to decide today.
It's the opposite of what they expect.
And that breaks the pattern. When the pattern breaks, curiosity returns. Movement returns. Stay with me. 2 more variants. Variant 2. Let's slow this down for a moment.
When would I use that one?
When decisions are being rushed. When someone's about to agree but their body language says no. It's a reset that gives both sides permission to breathe.
And the third?
What part feels uncomfortable? Not, what's your objection? The word uncomfortable invites honesty without starting a debate.
What's your objection puts them on the defensive. What feels uncomfortable gives them permission to be honest.
Different question, different answer. People will tell you things they never would have raised as a formal objection. And those are usually the things actually blocking the deal.
3 tools, all doing the same thing, dropping pressure so movement can return.
Now let's make sure you own them.
Let me make sure I've got the full picture. The real enemy isn't price or competition. It's resistance, the feeling of being pushed.
Keep going.
Winning the deal is often the wrong goal. Lowering resistance is the right goal. The 3 tools. We don't need to decide today. Let's slow this down. What part feels uncomfortable?
That's the shift, from pushing to opening. Now we drill it. This is the replay zone. Come back here before your next call. Say it with me. We don't need to decide today.
We don't need to decide today.
Slower, like there's no rush in your voice at all.
We don't need to decide today.
Good. Now the second one.
Let's slow this down for a moment.
And the third.
What part feels uncomfortable?
The 3-step sequence. When you feel the deal tightening. 1. Let's slow down. 2. No need to decide today. 3. What part feels uncomfortable?
Slow down, release, open.
Strategy without fighting. One small test before we close. Use one of these lines once this week. Only once.
Just once.
Once is enough. You'll feel the difference.
Which one should I start with?
Which sounds most like you? A. No need to decide today. B. Let's slow down. Or C. What part feels uncomfortable? Drop it in the comments. We read 'em all.
What's next episode?
Why pushing feels logical, and why it fails. Same calm tone, one usable line.
Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.